From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Our top story, a woman is dead after Fairbanks police responded to a call of an unidentified person shot early this afternoon in South Fairbanks.
That's right. Officers cordoned off the area of 26th Avenue and Gillum Way shortly after 1 p.m. Fairbanks police detectives arrived on scene shortly after, and officers were seen going door to door at the fourplex apartment. Officials say the gunshot doesn't appear to be self-inflicted, and they have made contact with all parties involved. Police are not seeking any suspects at this time. Identification of the victim is being withheld until next of kin is notified, and an investigation is continuing.
Now we responded to an incident in the 2600 block of Gillum. We're on scene. We're currently investigating it. We are asking folks just to kind of stay clear of the area, and we'll have an official statement as soon as we have more information to release.
Alaska State Troopers have confirmed that the body of a Delta Junction man killed in an avalanche has been recovered. Eric Peterson's remains were transported to the Delta Trooper post from the site of the slide. Now, according to a release, Michael Hopper, the man who was skiing with Peterson, and another man, Daniel Perpich, had hiked to the site over the course of 2 days and recovered Peterson's remains. Authorities had been unable to recover the remains due to dangerous conditions after the avalanche. The body will be sent to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy.
The holidays are upon us, and local law enforcement are ramping up their efforts to protect interior motorists. Fairbanks Police Department and Alaska State Troopers both plan to put additional officers on the roads. They say they will be looking out for impaired and aggressive drivers. Now, in addition to that, officers encourage the public to report any drivers they may see on the roads by the use of the Ready system. A phone call to 911 can help to protect the roads, and it's a quick way that residents can notify police.
There's law enforcement Fairbanks-wide and statewide are allotted X amount of hours for DUI overtime, but the Fairbanks Police Department, North Pole Police Department, UAF, and Alaska State Troopers will be out in force through the Christmas and New Year's holidays, looking especially for impaired drivers. Remember these simple rules. It's going to be slippery out there, so drive slower, and if you decide to go out and party this weekend, get a designated driver or call a cab. It's worth a lot less hassle than spending a night in jail and all the bad things that come from that.
Today is one of the busiest times of the year for holiday shoppers. Reporter Ryan Grimes paid a visit to the Airport Way Fred Meyer store and spoke to the people there about their plans for the Christmas season.
Today is Christmas Eve. For some, it means a quiet afternoon with presents wrapped and things in place for a good holiday. For others, such as the many customers doing some last-minute shopping for the holiday season, it's a very stressful time. But not for this Fred Meyer employee who dressed up as Santa and gave presents at his place of work on his day off.
I love Christmas and love making people happy and giving gifts, and this year it's like, I got this kind of beard grew unintentionally, and like it'd be kind of funny, to come in dressed up like Santa and pass out presents, candy canes,
By lunchtime today, the store was swelled with customers on deadline for Christmas.
Waited till the very last minute to do all of our food shopping. So we have stuff for Christmas dinner, a little breakfast, little desserts, some veggies, of course, fruit.
Near store entrances, shoppers getting gifts for friends and families could get their presents wrapped by ROTC students from North Pole High School. They're fundraising for a trip to see military installations in Hawaii.
I was one of the people that absolutely did not like wrapping presents. Yeah. I had problems with it, but after doing this year, I like wrapping presents. It's kind of fun for me, and I get to talk to new people.
This is Ryan Grimes reporting.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, is your shopping all done?
All done.
All done.
Mm-hmm.
Mine too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, when we come back, this month has been very successful for toy donations to a local toy drive.
And the military is tracking Santa's trip around the world. We'll show you how it's done. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. This year's annual holiday toy drive has been one of the most successful yet. KTVF, Madden Real Estate, and Walmart teamed up to help kids in the community by opening up red bins for toy donations. Thanks to all of the donors, they exceeded their goal, and earlier this week, members of the organizations were able to collect and disperse toys among the different United Way agencies. The purpose of the drive is to gather toys for the less fortunate and help brighten the holidays for children in the interior. Bill Wright from the United Way of the Tanana Valley and Wes Madden from Madden Real Estate say that due to the generosity of the givers, this year was a tremendous success.
This year was one of the most successful holiday toy drives we've had yet, and we've had an overwhelming response, as you can see. I want to thank the Fairbanks and North Pole communities for being so giving yet again, as well as our partners Walmart and KTVF Channel 11 for helping out.
We are so happy to have such a great variety of toys. We have 21 different member agencies that will be coming by to shop and pick up each and every one of these toys, and we're hopeful that it'll bring some joy into the hearts of young people in town that otherwise wouldn't see them this Christmas.
A North Pole couple has a special knack for wood art. Amy Chaussee has details in this report.
To turn this rough block of wood into this intricate piece of art. It's the combined talents of husband and wife, Pat and Peggy Bookie.
I'd say I make the canvas.
And I do the painting.
Their hobby is called thin-walled wood turning with piercings. It's a time-consuming art, and one piece can take months to complete. He shapes the wood into vases, other designs, or bowls like this one.
When I'm to this stage, I've sanded it to 2000. I give it to Peggy. Now Peggy then puts all the design work in it.
And she does what's called piercing. Using a drill, she burns or pierces through the wood. Depending on the size and shape, piercing can take weeks to finish. It can also create a lot of dust, so a mask is needed to protect her health.
There's a lot of dust that actually settles in your lungs and really kills you after a long period of time. So this is a filtering system that we use too, and kind of makes me look like a little monster when I put it on like this.
The couple's work has been featured in magazines devoted to the craft, and they sell their works wholesale to galleries within the United States, including Hawaii. The Bookies are the only artists known in the world that work with the dark native wood of the islands. Even though their art is highly sought after, it took the two a while before they even thought about merging their talents.
We were invited to do a demonstration in Ireland, and the people over there looked at us and said, "Why aren't you working together?"
So, together in the shop it's been for the last 10 years. And keeping up with the increasing demand and orders is still lots of fun.
I really enjoy this. I find it very calming to me. Like as a former teacher, it doesn't talk back.
It is fun, and there's nothing like going out into your shop and sharpening your chisel and having wet wood fly 3, 5, 6, 7 feet across the room. It's just something about that, and then when people say it, they say, wow. And there's no rocket science, it's just having fun with wood.
Officials with the North American Aerospace Defense Command are conducting a special mission today. Monty Bowen explains how they track Santa across the globe in this week's military report.
The goal is to make sure Santa stays safe on his travels on Christmas Eve. U.S. and Canadian service members of the Alaska NORAD region utilize 15 radar stations to monitor Santa, who to them is known as Big Red 1. They follow his movements as he travels the airspace around the northern latitudes.
Was picked up by our radar over our North Pole, and then we followed Rudolph with our satellite, and then we turn on all our Santa cams so we can see it. So he's going to visit pretty much every country in the world.
It's a mission they've accomplished over 50 years, and it started because of a misprint of a phone number in a newspaper.
From Sears, who was supposed to call in to talk to Santa, and they transposed the numbers and they were calling to headquarters. And so the watch team, being on the ball as they are, started tracking Santa for him, and we've been doing it ever since.
He's already covered a lot of territory.
Doing fine right now. He's on time, on track. He's able to fly above the weather, and so far it looks like we're going to have another successful mission this year.
Those interested in tracking Santa can visit their website at noradsanta.org. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Military Report is brought to you by Stanley Nissan. Innovation for all.
You know, I like to track Santa.
Yeah,
on NORAD.
That's awesome.
It's good. My
Yeah,
kids
it's
like
fun.
it, and it is a really good way to get them to go to sleep.
There's an app for that.
There is an app for that.
Absolutely. Before we go to the sports teas, just want to say happy birthday, Stephanie.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no
Yep.
problem.
It's
So
my
coming
birthday.
up in sports, stories on dog mushing, that's all. Sponsorships and 2 local basketball teams are going to Hawaii soon.
Aloha. All that and more after after the break with Joe Cook.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. Joe Cook here in the sports seat with your Christmas Eve sports. The dog mushing season is fast approaching. Major races like the Yukon Quest and Iditarod are just a couple of months away. Mushing dogs can be expensive, and some top dog mushers receive some critical sponsorships, one international and another from a well-known company. Here's more. The sport of dog mushing is one of the most thrilling cold weather sports to be a fan of or even be a part of, but it'll cost you. The cost of fielding a team for, say, a Yukon Quest or an Iditarod hovers around $18,000, and that's on the low end. That's where sponsorships come in. Four-time Iditarod and Yukon Quest champion Lance Mackey landed an Italian dog food sponsor in Forza 10 worth $45,000. That was critical for Mackey and his comeback kennel.
We're a big state, but we're a very small community when it comes to corporate sponsorship and funding like Forza 10. This is something that don't come around very often. There's 70, 80 teams out there looking for this particular partnership right now. And there's a lot of those companies that aren't interested in their dog food being a part of a sport like the Iditarod or racing.
Alan Moore of Two Rivers has won the last two Yukon Quest titles, and his wife Allie Zirkle has finished second in the Iditarod the last 3 years in a row. They are being sponsored by a company who was new to the 49th state and dog mushing, Verizon Wireless.
Verizon was looking to partner with a group that had statewide reach, and obviously both the Yukon Quest and the Iditarod were opportunities for Verizon to get its name out in the community. We're new to Alaska. Verizon's partnership with Allie and Alan is a great way to get our foot in the door. Their involvement in the community, the respect with which they have amongst the Yukon Quest and the Iditarod was a great partnership for Verizon to jump into.
These kinds of partnerships are vital for teams trying to win these big-time races, but only time will tell if it will be enough once the races are over and the results are counted up. We may want to trade places with these guys. The Hutchinson Hawks basketball teams are going to Kona, Hawaii for a tournament. These kinds of trips don't happen too often for high schoolers, so they plan on making the most of it. The Hutchinson Hawks will be trading snow machining for snorkeling in the next few days, as well as playing basketball. Both the boys and girls teams will be in Kona, Hawaii next Monday for the World Youth Basketball Tournament.
We're pretty excited. We've waited since freshman year to do it, so we've been talking about it, like going on one last trip as seniors since freshman year, so it's pretty exciting now.
They're ready. They're excited. I mean, I'm sure the competition's going to be higher than they might be thinking, but that's fine. Their confidence is there, so we're going to go learn some things and play and have fun.
They say the most important thing about this kind of trip will be the team bonding.
The fact that the kids learn how to like each other and trust each other and all of that really goes a long way. You know, last time we swam with sea turtles and all kinds, we went snorkeling, and I just really feel like the family atmosphere and the bonding part of it is the biggest part.
It'll be good to get new competition and play different teams, because down here it's usually just the same teams and they don't change that much as the years go by. It's just good to play new people and get more experience.
The boys and girls teams are 1-1 to start their seasons. They fell in their road matchup with Lathrop, but had big wins at home over North Pole last weekend. The tournament has a A and B division for boys and girls. They'll get 6 guaranteed games in this tourney. Plenty of chances to build momentum before they return to the interior.
I think that we play really well together. We're just like a family. We know where we are on the court, and we can just find like that open pass. And it's just fun. Like, we just have a lot of fun, so it's easy.
We've moved in the ball twice as fast. We're pushing the ball, and that's our game plan. Our game plan is to get the ball up as fast as possible. And as long as we continue to do that, I don't see why we can't win a game.
Well, someone's going to get a nice little stocking stuffer. It's Wednesday, so it's time to announce the Pro Football Challenge winner for Week 16. The winner is Ice Cold 007, one of the best usernames in the PFC that we have going. Congrats, 007. You get an oil change courtesy of Stanley Nissan. That's 007's second win of the year. He picked 12 out of 16 picks right in a crazy week of NFL games. Our Pro Football Challenge competition is going down to the wire. There is one more week to pick games, and there's a 3-way tie for first. Skeevil, Dellingrud, and True Grit 69 all have 162 points. The grand prize is a generator from Outpost, Alaska. Axel Bourne is second with 160, and Jay Gazina is third with 159. D. Kacheri has 150 points, our boss, and Mike Schultz is gaining honor with 147. I'm out of the mix, though, with 137. So remember, folks, get in your picks before Sunday when I missed out that 1 week that pretty much doomed me for the season. But that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into our Christmas Eve newscast. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather, and wasn't a whole lot to talk about today, mainly just high clouds for the most part. We may still see a few flakes of snow tonight and tomorrow, but no real storms to talk about. We'll talk more weather in just a little bit. Across the, our photograph for tonight, sent in by Richard Mitchell, a beautiful Alaska Range sunset. You can see the Alaska Range in the distance there. Nice job of capturing that, Richard, I should say. And as always, if you have a photograph to send, by all means, send it to photos@ktvf11.com. We'll share it with the rest of the audience. Here's your almanac for today. 8 degrees below zero. That was actually our temperature. And our high today was only 3 degrees below zero. The overnight low, 15 below. Getting close to that 20 below mark, but not going to make it, I don't think, this year. 1985, 42 degrees, 54 below in 1961. Sunrise and sunset, we gained another 49 seconds from yesterday. Here's our satellite and radar. You can see the flow becoming really strong out of the southwest. That's why I think we might get a few showers in here tonight and tomorrow because of the moisture coming in through the Alaska Range, around the Alaska Range, I should say. And you can see on the radar there are a few showers around the Fairbanks area. More rain falling across southeast Alaska. Speaking about the rest of the state, here's what it looks like. It is raining once again at Ketchikan. Some rain and snow at the Juneau area, 33 degrees there. Snow showers around the Anchorage Bowl, rain showers at Kodiak, and rain showers along the Aleutian Chain. Up and down the west coast, mainly partly cloudy to sunny skies, and clouds along the north slope around Barrow and also at Fort Yukon. Lower 48 weather, things have calmed down considerably from yesterday. There's just a few showers over the Pacific Northwest, a little light snow moving across the northern plains. The storms that brought all the horrible weather yesterday with them over to Mississippi, the 4 deaths from the tornado, have all moved to the east. In fact, today's satellite picture, you can see not much left of that storm system as it moves up the east coast. A little bit of snow working its way across the northern sections of the country, and some of this snow maybe as heavy as up to 5 inches of snow around Boise, Idaho, and more rain moving on down to the coast of California. The overall Christmas Day forecast, I should say, is calling for a lot of cold air across the northern half of the country, down to the south, windy and warmer, cooler over the southeast, and showery over the northwest. And the overall picture for later on this weekend, that jet stream just diving way down to the south. I've never seen it go that far south. That's pretty impressive. Pulling all that cold air all the way down into southern sections of Texas, and then more thunderstorms breaking out across the Gulf Coast states. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. Here's what it looks like in the northern sections. Occasional flurries for Barrow, scattered flurries for Nome, and scattered snow showers for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at, for the most part, mostly cloudy for Fairbanks, increasing clouds with blowing snow in the Healy area, and partly cloudy skies for Delta Junction. Over southeast Alaska, increasing clouds for Juneau, and scattered showers will continue around the Ketchikan area, while over to the southwest part of the state, mixed rain and snow for Cold Bay and Kodiak, winter weather advisory for blowing snow in the Bethel area. And if you're heading on down to the Anchorage area, they're looking at a white Christmas, dense morning fog for Anchorage and Homer, and then some light snow developing and a chance of snowfall in Valdez, maybe 2 to 4 inches expected there. Well, time once again for our winter weather fact for this date. As you can see, the 1989, the temperatures just dropped like a rock in Elkins, West Virginia, down to 22 degrees below zero. That is really cold. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. And speaking of the kids, they're out on vacation until the 6th of January, and the youngsters from Pearl Creek Elementary will be here in the next year to give us some more weather fun facts. All right, here's what's going on. Tonight, overnight low 1 degree below zero with slowly warming temperatures, especially in the higher elevations. You might still see a few flakes of snow, but Santa should not have any problems at all. Cloudy with some snow developing by evening tomorrow night, and 2 degrees, and the extended forecast, as you can see here, snow showers right on into Friday. That will continue possibly into Saturday also. We're looking at temperatures, once again, as you can see, very abnormally high for this time of year. Look at the temperatures for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. 20 degrees Sunday and Monday, and 17 degrees on Tuesday, and we are all decked out and ready for the Christmas spirit, having a great time.
We are.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Nice adornment there.
I like that.
Thank you. I thought I'd one-up Stephanie just this one. So, very good.
So is everybody ready for Christmas?
We are. We're ready to get this started.
We are. Let's go.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Let's get this party going.
All right. That'll wrap up this edition of our broadcast. We are glad you could join us.
Now join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11, or of course online anytime at webcenter11.com.
Tonight we're going to leave you with some video of a very cool Christmas fire engine in North Pole.
And with that, we'll say from all of us here at the News Center to all of you,
Merry Christmas! Ho, 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 ho.